Our other room, the air conditioning wasn't working right, so we managed to get them to change it. So we have kind of a nice view of everything. The old part called Gold Town is behind all those. We're going to go snorkeling and scuba diving out at those guys the next couple of days. And this is the view of the beach and the pool. This is the second little pool. And there's an indoor pool right under there. It's hard to see. It's not heated, so it's a little cooler.
Going on right now, you know, it's really, how do you say, booming here. I don't know if you have heard, but also we're gonna have one of the Dubai, you know, hotels at the north end of the city as well. So, you know, Mazatlan is gonna be, I think we're gonna be a little larger mark in the map, you know. So we're gonna be a little more noticeable from now on. Anyway, this area is the new marina that is still developing. All this should have been developed like 12 years ago, but we went through some rough time here in Mexico in 12 years ago, and how do you say? But now things are, you know, calm and taking it easy. So you can see a lot of construction, a lot of development going on. This new marina starts at the beginning of the 90s, and well, these guys were originally associates with Prudential, you know, in the States. It was a big company, but there's also El Cid Marina. We're gonna get to see that. By the way, if one of these days you guys don't feel like paying the $500 and some to charter a deep sea fishing boat, but you still want to come and see the catch of the day, you know, the big sailfish, the marlins, in this area, you know, between the two bridges, because, you know, you go through a couple of bridges on the way to the Golden Zone. Towards your right are some of the sport deep sea fishing fleets, and you can, if you come here by between 2:30 and 2:45, you know, you can also see the catch of the day, you know, the sport deep sea fishing, not the commercial, okay? Well, you can pretend you caught it, you know, pose for the picture, pretend you caught it, it's cheaper. Then you have some extra money for happy hour or maybe for the tour guide, you know, who knows? But I mean, it's something, I'm going to give you all those ins and outs today, okay? The same as later on I'm going to point out for you where you get a better money exchange rate, etc., etc. Mazatlan is a city of around 700,000. You know, it's a pretty good sized city, you know. Mazatlan means land of the deer in the Indian language, Nahuatl. Later on, we're going to have a chance to go, through the historical center. I'm going to try to give you some of the info about it and do some suggestions as well. But we're going to take it easy, okay? It's going to be like a short leisure walk. You know, it's a little warm today, but of course there will be, at the end of that walking, there will be also another stop where we get something to drink as well, okay? And restroom facilities. We will be stopping at the downtown cathedral, the market. Okay, I'm going to point out for you where you can find some good ice cream, homemade, you know, and safe to drink. Well, on your right-hand side, you can see this. Towards your right is the company C Tour C Deck. And on your left side, you can see the country club of the El Cid Resort. You know, we can say these are the most exclusive residential areas. You know, these places they have, for instance, on your left side, the El Cid Country Club has a 27-hole golf course. We are heading south. Mazatlan, for you to have an idea, has a 23-kilometer waterfront. It's pretty extended, expanded. You know, you're talking what 14, 15 miles from the south to the north end. Okay, and the city. So it's pretty good-sized city, good infrastructure. It's safe. It's, thank God, you know, even when it's pretty good size, safe. You know, you can walk at night. You know, and but it's, we have pretty good medical transportation. You want to call it food, nightlife. You know, the industries. We have tourism, shrimp fishing, tuna fishing. Just the shrimp fishing, we have around 700 shrimp boats. So it's pretty good size. Mazatlan is known as the capital of the world, the shrimp capital, okay? And you're gonna see why later on, no? We're gonna get to see all that. Lots of scallops right now. If any of you is a scallop fan, you know, I'm gonna give you all the ins and outs once we go there. Right now, the thing is the scallops will be brought in from Baja, but they just found, how do you call it, a bank? It's a bank of scallops, just out of Mazatlan. That is 2 kilometers deep by 50 kilometers long. That's something insane. Express office, 1059. You see the exchange rate right there? Normally, like I said, at the hotel desks, it's not exactly the highest rate. So one of the highest rates is right here, or either at Banamex Bank. You can use Dairy Queen as a landmark. Look on your right. See, this street that ends right here on your right side, it's kind of like a loop, like a curved street. You know, one way. That's what we call the Golden Zone, that loop, and that's where we're going now, okay? And ends at Dairy Queen, so you can see other money exchange places, 1050, you know, versus 1059. You put $100, $200, you know, together. The difference is worth a couple of margaritas, okay? So, just in case. Now you're looking for good pastry. You get the cravings, okay? This place on your right-hand side in the corner is called Panama Restaurant and Pastry Shop. They have assortment. You know, it's good. You know, and this is more like a family restaurant. You know, like it's homemade food, but they have what they call total quality. It's a standard, inexpensive, good service. You know, clean, you name it. You know, the only problem is that with the pastry, they no comprende low carb, you know, no comprende the Weight Watchers, you know what I mean? But who cares, you know, it's on vacation and it's warm, so you can always sweat it out. Okay, we have Applebee's in town now. Check it. If you feel homesick, there you go. Domino's, we pretty much got everything, you know, BK on your left. We have everything except Taco Bell. we have no Taco Bell. Maybe because people think it's a telephone company, you know, get mixed up instead of. Hey, I'll ask you for a favor. As a courtesy, when we go in, you know, let's go in and take a peek in here. Enjoy the moment. This is Pardo's, right here. There are also restroom facilities, just in case you need it. There are shots of tequila, table wine, bottles of water, cerveza, and soda pop, okay? There will be a raffle going on of it's a fire opal. And there are some plaques with different hotels.
This is one of the little taxis made out of VW bugs. Open air taxis.
This is the beginning of the Golden Zone and ends at Dairy Queen. Okay, this is the loop that I was telling you. So that place, every night they have music, some pop music, rock and roll, a little bit of everything, you know. So just in case if you're looking for ambience, McDonald's, the U.S. Embassy, is being refurbished. And this place across the street from McDonald's, on your right hand side, that looks like a castle, looks like a church, but it's far from being a church. We call it Fiesta Land. You know, there's a piano bar, a restaurant bar. The the dancing place has 3 sections, a karaoke, a rock and roll, and a slow music. If you look back a little bit, you can see those brass tanks. It's a microbrewery, like a bar with a microbrewery amenity. And there are 2 beach bars, Bora Bora and Zimbabwe. Look to your right side, my friends, meet it. That's the old Mazatlan. That's the old Mazatlan, that's downtown. We're gonna be heading all the way over there, okay? We're just gonna go along the parallel avenue to the Ocean Drive for a little bit, then we're gonna merge again to the Ocean Drive. So this is, the idea is that you see other things, okay? You see some things different on the way than on the way back. Just ahead here in the corner, we're gonna make a right to go, we're gonna go by Sam's Club, we're gonna go by this mall. By the way, when you're looking for your caluas, your tequilas, you know, this is where they have the lowest prices. And as far as the gossip, this is going to be Costco. You know Costco? Costco is going to be opening here. How about that? It was an RV park for many years, you know, but now, like I was telling you, you know, how do you say? It's unbelievable how many full-time ownership condominium, you know, towers are developing. So, and this is connected to the aquarium in Mazatlan. We have an aquarium that is open every day from 9:30 till 6 p.m. It's not the biggest thing in the world, you know, but it shows you the tropical fishes of the area. This coming up on your left-hand side is one of the 7 universities in Mazatlan that we have between public and private. This one in particular is public. It's at the Botanical Garden to watch the shows with sea lions, with military macaws. You know, there's a little zoo right there. So it takes about 3 hours easily between looking at the, you know, going through the bowls, the fish bowls, and the museum and the shows and the Botanical Garden. No, it's 70 peso admission. How do you say, for adults, you know, and the little ones pay 40 pesos, something like that. Yes. So this monument with the sea lions reads, the plaque reads that Mazatlan is the farthest point south where you are going to find the California sea lion in the Pacific. My friends, be careful. These days there have been some, I don't know if you noticed, but there's some areas where it looks more muddy, just behind the foam. You know, there's some whirlpools in some areas. The other thing is be careful with jellyfish. You know, the Portuguese man o' war, okay? The bubble with the long blue tail. The palm of your hand or the sole of your foot is not sensitive to the acid. So, you know, sometimes the people try to spray it off. I mean, like, wipe it off, you know? By all you do is you spray it all over. You know, so hang on, remove it with your fingers. It's not going to hurt you here, you know? And then some people, right after you removed it, you can put some sand on, like rub it on. You're going to try to get the acid off of the skin. Lime juice is another acid that will counteract the effect of the acid. Some people use even urine, you know, but well, it's kind of hard to go and try to find somebody that, can you please pay me because I got sun, you know? And the best thing, again, I'm not paid by WD-40 today, but WD-40 is the best solution. You know, if you spray some WD-40 where the jellyfish stung you, you know, it's, you know, it's a, how do you say, fast relief, you know? Keep it in mind, because some people are allergic to it, you know, and you get, with your pressure, no, you get, you cannot breathe, you know? So just in case, I hope you don't need it. But the white flags that you see on the beach, that's what it means, jellyfish, okay? all along the bay after sunset or early in the morning. A lot of people come jogging, you know, exercising, rollerblading, walking. So if one of these days you feel bad about all these shrimp that you have had, you know, well, this is where you come. Right here also these palapas, you know, they're, how do you say, they serve some fish. This is one of my hangouts here on your right. Bueno, but when you come here, try to do it for lunch, like, you know, between 11 and 4, let's say, because these guys work with the daylight. Not all of the palapas are that hygienic. There's a green wavy leaf that goes up, meaning that we are located close to the Tropic of Cancer. The woman is the beauty of the city, and the fisherman is the industry that originally was just tourism, or originally fishing. Then it was fishing and tourism, and now it's diversified. You know, we have agriculture, a lot of peppers. You can see some flowers right there. This is a flower market. This street takes us right straight to the downtown market, but like I said, we're gonna stop there later. Now, if some of you gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, you never succeed in a sport, don't worry. Hey, there's always a second chance. You know, don't feel bad, okay? You can even engrave your name on it. You can be the champion of any sport. How about that? Okay? These guys are here since 5 in the morning until 6 or 7 p.m. See? And you can find, oh, look at the plums right here on your right hand side. See the yellow and red plums right here on your right? Look at the buckets right here on your right hand side. You can see the scallops. You can see, no, but you look at that. That is calamari. This guy is like a middleman, you know, that comes and sells it. But you can find lobster, you can find all size shrimp, you can find calamari, crab meat, scallops, and they're here every single day. Each one, every individual brings his own merchandise for the sale of the day. And look at the one in the plastic bags on your left hand side. That one is like shrimp jerky, let's say. You know, what they do is they boil it and then dehydrate it, sun dry it. You know, people make grind it and make like powder, you know, and people make flour dumplings, you know, using the powder of the shrimp. Ya sea el cerro, luego el centro histórico, es más, lo puedo llevar de ahí para al mercado. A ver cómo le hago. One of those was placed there. 2 more were placed on a hill that we're going to see later. It's called Lookout Hill or Vigilant Hill because 2 of those canoes were placed there, you know. And this one on your left hand side, this is Icebox Hill. It's a residential area now. Look at that yellow flower. You can see it blooming a lot and all over right now. It's called Gold Chain or Gold Rain. Lluvia de oro. The people to live in communion with nature, to respect the marine life that migrates to these waters from November through April. Mazatlan, we get the visit of the dolphins, porpoises, sea lions, humpback whales. You know, they come and have their caps in the Gulf of California. So sometimes we see them around, you know. This is Icebox Hill. Actually, this hill used to come all the way to the water because the original Mazatlan was just a little bay that we're going to see after here, you know. But when the city started growing, they had to trim this to make the road continuous, you know. Miren, amigos, let me give me a second. Remain seated for a second. On your right side, you see the rock with the white top, okay, where that couple is right there, or 2 guys. Okay, the diver is going to jump to the left side of the rock, to this side of the rock, okay, to the left side of it. It's 50 feet high, but like I said, it's only 9 feet deep. Maybe he's going to have to wait until the wave comes in to get a little more depth. It's not that simple, you know, because besides they have to clear the rocks, all that width that they have to dive in, you know, right in the middle there's a rock that is only 1 meter deep. When the tide goes out, you're probably going to see it, you know, so you're going to see when he jumps, he's going to fall in very close to the rocks because they jump too far out, you know. It's like the cartoon movies, you know, they stay right there. I mean, they get buried, you know, they get planted. It's customary that the people leave a donation for the diver. The divers do it they live on the donations they collect when the people come and see the dive, you know, okay? So what is customary is $1 or $2 per person. I mean, it's up to you actually, but I'm telling you what is customary, you know, like $1. Okay, so why don't we get off right here? Behind this umbrella is a good spot for a picture. Especially couples, 2 will go in and 3 will come out. I cannot say much, you know, we got kids on board, so. This is A-rated, it's not X-rated, okay? This is an A-rated tour. And on your right side, you can see this woman. She represents the beauty of the women in Mazatlan. This was a donation to the city from a musician from Guadalajara City. He wrote the music for 2 songs that the local people accepted, like the city anthem, kind of. So thanking God, he donated the statue to the city. Gabriel Ruiz, and I don't know if you see, look on the floor, you can see the local stars. This is our little walk of fame, you know. For $25, you can have yours also. No problem. Then everybody comes in here. So all this area, they set up like 10 stages, you know, musical stages. It's all, how do you say, blocked just for pedestrians. Look at the size of this house on your left that is being refurbished. It's one house, the yellow one. The big places. I know of a house that 3 years ago was sold for $1.5 million, but it had 22 bathrooms. Oh, wow. We're gonna stop a little, no, that's fine, you can take the pictures, but we're gonna stop a little ahead for those of you that would like to step off for a shot. The romantic area, at night. See, you wanna have an idea how popular this is? 65% of the population of Mazatlan was conceived right here, my friends. That's how popular this is. We're gonna pull over right here. If some of you would like to just like step out for a picture of the whole perspective of.
That's the newer Mazatlan out there. Some of the residential area up above.
You know, you have to do it at least ahead of time, and it's from Monday through Friday. You know, you have to, but you can always, you know, check that out if you like to. Behind this green building, the houses look fairly recent, you know, because all this is landfill. You know, by the 50s, the city dredges part of the causeway to make it deeper, and they dump the sediment in this area. So eventually it was filled in, and then eventually this local engineer who became a city mayor through the years, you know, he gave himself the permit to develop the area. Pretty smart. I regret that we were not related, you know, because that would be nice. He's still doing fine. He's still doing real estate. And this green color building behind these trees on your right side is the original custom offices building, 1828. And this one on your right is one of the warehouses that we had at the original pier, you know, at the original harbor. And so this comes from the beginning of the 19th century. And sometimes this one is used as a shop to make the floats for Carnival, for Mardi Gras.
Now we're taking a little walk down an area the bus can't go now.
Watch out with the slope, it's slippery there.
Así, pero sabes que tiene derecho porque vamos a tirar el agua.
The color is called Neat Art. It's an art gallery. They make leather masks. Allusive to Carnival. This one right here, but it's closed right now, but I mean, you can do it. Town Square, or well, I should say the name of it. That's where the city hall, the cathedral, the post office. You know, we're gonna be going there, but on the bus, okay? Pase para acá. Come on, hang on. Pedro and Lola is one of the restaurants. It's right there. And you know where the name Pedro and Lola? You know, it also has to do with the. Remember the guy in the motorcycle that we saw?
Right.
Like there? He was Pedro Infante.
Okay.
And Lola Beltran was the lady with the Mexican Dolly Parton that I was telling you. So they're like icons of the Mexican country, you know.
Only bad thing about this is making you even thirstier. That's cool.
Hey, ladies, come look at the birds. Come here. Come here. Don't touch, don't touch. I know you're ready to start, right?
This is one room in the thing. It was a single house. Now there's like a whole bunch of rooms. It's a bed and breakfast. They tried to make it for an old folks home, but apparently that didn't work out. So that's why there's like the bars there and accessibility. It's kind of a nice little room.
Wow, look at this one.
We're just gonna go to the other side. In case anybody, I'm telling you, don't forget I'm not bringing you to 55 pieces of bread, but if you want something, they're 5 pesos a piece. You know? There's no big here, so just go eat out.
It's the oldest bakery in Mazatlan.
This is when the hill used to come all the way to the water. Now it's not like shrimp. Yeah, this is the area. This area, I told you, this is the house, but it's the water.
You don't like any of them? You only like chocolate?
And this is the revolutionary
So there's an ice cream stand that we can actually eat and tolerate. It's pretty cheap. Mango, kiwi, and they really taste like the fruit. They're very good. 11 pesos a piece, which is about $1. This is a little plaza across from the church. Came over here because that's probably the only way I can see the front of the church. I think this was the Church of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception. They said something about that being the patron saint of Mazatlan. This is the restaurant we're eating at. There's Cindy at our table. So it has a real nice view of the surrounding area. So this is jumbo rocky shrimp at the restaurant and a combination plate. And that's the salad bar at a Brazilian restaurant. You can see the Brazilian roasters.
The list on the back wall.
Yeah. And that's the list of meats they tried to feed you. It was a lot of meat. Have all the meats on skewers in there. So what area is this? This is the golden. This is the golden zone, which basically means it's the touristy area. This is some of the back half of the golden zone. There's a street in front and there's a street behind, and this is the street behind, and there's a police officer. Plenty of them around. From what we've been told, this is a pretty safe town as well, Puerto Vallarta as well. Not a lot of crime. Then some of that has to do with the fact that apparently they just toss you in jail if you do a crime. No judge, no jury. Something to be said for that. This Joe's Oyster Bar. It's supposed to be pretty good if you like oysters, which we don't. A lot of little hot dog stands. Apparently, Americans are big on hot dogs or something. Although I see a lot of Mexicans actually buying at the stands too. Don't know what they cost, but little open air taxis.
Hola amigos, open taxi, my friend. What do you want now?
No thanks.